ladies and gentlemen. This is a quick video that shows you how to get started on the next section of this project. So here's the homepage for our tonkaenergy.weebly.com website. You'll click on your class. I'm going to do this for Block 2A, 3A, so it doesn't matter. You could click on any one of these and still get to the same thing. If we scroll down here for today's date, which is March the 7th, then you click on the Mars project link, and we'll go to the page that gives us information that we need for the next section. So the first part of this shows you how to determine what location you've been assigned. Let's read these instructions right here, and that location information will make a little bit more difference. A little bit more difference. So if you consider that you're doing this plan for a Mars station plan for 2055, and you're part of a NASA team that's evaluating energy sources for a space station at one of 10 locations, location L1 through location L10. You're going to be assigned one of those 10 possible locations, and you have already been assigned 2 energy sources. When you finish analyzing these 2 sources, then you're going to write a report that recommends the energy source for the Mars station at that location. So for example, if you are Callie, then Callie will be evaluating location 8, L8. If you are Ray, Ray will be evaluating location L6. So that's how you find your location off of this list. Let's go ahead and talk about how to use the rubric next, and then we'll look at the energy resource maps. Here's information about the, here's papers for, if you don't have them from last time, these are the papers you should have filled out last time. But let's click on this one. So if I click on download file, that will go to wherever your downloads go. Mine goes right up here. However, if yours doesn't show up on your screen, you can do a finder and look under downloads and perhaps find it that way. So when you open this up, this is what you're going to see. Notice it's color-coded, and it's color-coded for a reason. The information that's here in red, those are sentence stems that need to remain on your report when you're finished. So everything that's in red on this page is some work I've done for you. So as we start, you're going to leave this top part. This top part should probably all be red because that's going to remain. You're going to add your name up here. Let's say your name is Susie Scholar, so let's put that in. The first thing you want to do as Susie Scholar, which you put your name on this, is do a file, save as, and save this under your name. So you have it under your name. If you don't do that, then everyone's will be saved under the same name, and then that will be a problem for me whenever you turn it in. So always save it with your name in the file name. Let's start through the first step of this. I'm not going to walk you through the whole thing, but generally what this is laid out to do is you have a short introduction for paragraph 1. Paragraph 2, you're going to talk about the renewable energy source that you were assigned and give some basic information about that renewable energy source. Then you're going to explain how that renewable energy source would work for whatever location you were assigned. So if you were assigned, say, location L2, then you'd write L2 in right here. And then you would describe the map and what you found on the map in this section. Notice it says that you need to cut and glue your map on the site into this section of the report. I want you to do that electronically. I want you to take a screenshot of the map and drop that into here. Then paragraph 4 asks you to then do the same thing for the non-renewable energy. So you're going to give me an introductory sentence about your non-renewable energy source, some basics about your renewable energy source included here. This information in blue, this should be blue. This is prompts that you need to include. Then paragraph 5 gives you a chance to tell how that non-renewable energy source could be helpful at the Mars station or not helpful at the Mars station based on what you analyze from the map. And then at the end, your last paragraph is going to be to make a recommendation. Which of the 2 energy sources that you were assigned, which of those 2 is best for the location that you're analyzing? And that's included here with these sentence stems. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a minute to look at the map. Oh, this part right here, this is a section where this actually should be a blank, okay? Oops, not that. Um, this section right here. This is the location that you need to enter. So this should be a piece of information that you enter, and this should be a piece of information that you enter. So whenever you pull this up on yours, these will be blanks. There won't be words in there. And you'll have to fill in those blanks, just like there's a blank right here. Sorry about that confusion. All right, so let's go back to the website. So on the website, you now know what your location is. You have a general idea how you're writing this report, explaining a little bit about each of the two energy sources, explaining based on the maps why those energy sources might be good or bad for this location, and then making a final recommendation. So here are these maps. So let's say that you were assigned biomass and natural gas. So if you were assigned biomass, and let's say your location was L2, it takes a moment for these maps to download because they're in color, so they take a little bit of time to download. But once we have this downloaded, we're going to pull this map up and we're going to try to evaluate how much biomass is available according to this map at location L2. So the first thing I need to do is find L2. L2 is right here. So on this map, L2 is kind of a blue and a purple color. So you know that purple is a combination of red and blue. So this purple color right here is also close to this, which is kind of red. These colors don't exactly match the scale, but they're pretty close. So we're going to assume that this location right here at L2 has tons of biomass between these two values. So we would be able to probably estimate that the biomass at this location would be somewhere between, would be something around 100,000 tons of biomass. Notice that when you do this write-up, you're going to be asked a little bit about how to read this graphic. So you'll want to include the information basically about the high and low values on this graphic, and then give an estimate based on how much you think the graphic is telling you is available at that point. So this gives a fairly high amount of biomass at that location. Then the other one, I believe I said natural gas was the other one. So if you were assigned biomass and natural gas, then you'd be looking at the same two maps I'm giving you as examples. So now since the location was L2, then I'm going to open the natural gas map, and I'm going to look again at location L2, because that's the location I'm trying to determine is good or bad for natural gas. So if we look at this is kind of a dot matrix. So this one's a little bit different. This one shows at L2 almost no dots of red. So that would indicate that we have virtually no natural gas available at that location. So that's a pretty compelling argument that the other one is a better choice. This one's very clear cut. Not all of them are this clear cut. But you do need to go ahead and give the information about the natural gas concentrations. This one is lacking a unit. So you would want to indicate that you would describe the map and indicate that the natural gas concentrations were provided from a minimum of 0 to a maximum of 290. However, the unit for that map was not provided. So that's a bit of a flaw in this map. It could be more detailed. All right, so that's a general description of how we're going to go about using this information. Go ahead and make your way through this as far as you can. Any questions you may have next week, I'll try to clear up for you. But hopefully you'll be able to get a good start on this project today while I'm gone. It's due before we leave for spring break.